Hey, this episode is brought to you by the Big Sky Community Rodeo. You got horses running, you got horses bucking, and you got horses even turning around things. How fun does that sound? Come on out, buy some tickets, and we'll see you there.
The inaugural.
Oh, I should
So profesh. Start. All right. The inaugural Running of the Bulls trail race will take place on Sunday, July 13th, 2025, as part of Big Sky's biggest week, leading up to Big Sky PBR, July 17th through 19th. 21K, 11K, or 5K relay with a team of 3, which Kaley and I know about that. Liz Blue is the race organizer, and Kaley Burns is a contestant and the visionary for this entire plan. Yes, she is the Bulls visionary.
And we'll get to how it all came together, but I want to start with this. All 3 of you are trail runners, avid. What are you running from? Why do you do this?
You want to start?
I'm running towards Joe. I'm running towards everything.
Yeah.
Is this something you've always done?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, since we were little, just...
Yeah, I started running at 18 months old. My parents did a road race in North Dakota, and I was in a patent leather shoes and a terry cloth dress, and I was like, this is my moment. And as a hyperactive person, I think it's great.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I've been running. My dad kind of put me in it early on. Just, the kids sign up 1K, 2K, and then really took off in high school and then beginnings of college and then just independently. So.
Then we all found Montana, and you can't not run in Montana.
You can't not.
I get that.
The trails are magical.
But I'm wearing official Running of the Bulls gear here.
Are you going to get chased by a bull with a red? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is actually very authentic.
Why?
So I have a great...
Why has running... It seems like it's gained in popularity and doing these kind of trail races. What do you attribute that to?
I think it's the connection to being outdoors.
Yeah.
Nature, freedom, tapping into what your body can do. I think that people are getting more proactive about their health, and it's accessible to everybody.
Am I wrong, though? Has it become more popular?
I think it's really blown up.
Yeah.
And maybe social media has a huge component to it. You see these people doing things like, oh, I can do that. And then you get out there, you're like, wow, this is more than I maybe
Oh, like
thought.
the rut? Yeah, just like being up there on Lone Peak. Yeah, Kaley and I had a moment where I was like, I'm going to die today. So that kind of stuff, like, I shy away from a little more now. Like, I'm more of just like, I like to feel like a wood sprite, just like jumping over stumps. I think the technical aspect of trail running is really fun because it's like a meditative thing where you're just like, you've got beauty, just going on either side of you, and then your feet are just in the earth. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied.
Meditating.
Okay, so this is a question I wanted to ask. What is the craziest thing that's ever happened to you on a trail run? If you can think back.
That's a good one.
Do you have it yet, or?
Go for it.
I wouldn't say maybe crazy is really
Weirdest.
broad, but I've seen some amazing animals, like even really close. I run a ton up Porcupine Creek right in town. Yeah. I've seen like a black bear and 2 cubs, and they're like standing up, which is kind of National Geographic status. You're just like running, not that close, but you're like, wow, this is incredible. Or we've seen wolves. I've seen every animal you can pretty much come up with the exception of a mountain lion, which is still on my running bucket list. But
Is it on your bucket list?
They've seen you.
I've run with dogs that will tree a mountain lion before they would ever let anything happen. But
yeah, totally.
I feel like I feel like that's like a, I don't know, like rite of passage living out here. Everyone has either seen a mountain lion or I've seen tracks, but no.
That was actually going to be my story.
Oh, dang it. Oh, there you
Stole
go.
Kaley's
I did have a
story.
mountain lion.
You did?
I did. It's my spirit animal. It's the 4th one I've seen. But I was running about a month ago.
I got to run with you, I guess.
Up Big Easy, and I saw the tracks, and then I heard it in the tree, and I decided to get out
shrill
of there.
sound.
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of like a high pitched?
It's almost like a bird chirp.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was trying to, like Joe the other day when we were in the woods. I was like, that's not a bird sound. What is that sound? And I wonder if that's because mountain lions will come through that corridor for sure. And maybe it's around this time of year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds like a kind of high-pitched chirp sound.
What about you, Michelle? Do you have a crazy story?
I actually have not seen a mountain lion. I've seen a grizzly from very far away. I think the craziest thing that's happened was because I was trying to think about it this morning. Sorry, I had prep. When I was running up the M, and I probably told Kaley the story, they've got like multiple ways you can go up. But there's one way that's like steep. You're just going to go up, and it's crazy. And then most people don't go down that way. But that day I was like, screw it, I'm going to run down this way. And I was flying because sometimes you get, I don't know if you guys get this, where you're just like, I am leaping over things, I am flying. And I had this great moment where I was like, this feels amazing. And then my foot hit a rock or a stump, I'm not sure what, and I went. Like I sent it off the edge of like the trail and started going down. And I was sliding so hard, it pulled my shorts off.
That's steep.
It was steep, but that's one of my funniest running stories. And I was like just scraped up and bleeding, but I was laughing hysterically. So I was just like, that's bizarre. Like they weren't completely off, but they were like down, like right above my knees. Anyway, jog bra stayed on.
That's good.
Yeah, but yeah,
Those
I think
poor people
cuts and
around
bruises are like par for the course, you know.
Yep.
And they're almost like a badge of honor sometimes. You're like, yeah, I'm older, but I still have skin knees.
You gotta earn those.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about the running of the bulls. This is the inaugural, first ever. You're getting this thing off the ground. How did it come together?
The way I remember it was Kaley and I ended up meeting to run Beehive, last fall.
Yep.
And as we're coming down, I was like, well, my ultimate goal with this trail club I had started was that, I wanted to also do a race. And, there was not even a moment of silence. Like, I think we should bring this, like, if you don't mind, bring it up to Eric. I think this would be amazing. Just, stand by. And within like the week, I think we were like, we should do this, add it. We should figure it out, the courses, and like go for it. So that's been fun because I had pursued a more like in the national forest realm, like fully like in trail running, and it's pretty difficult around Big Sky, which makes sense why there aren't a lot of trail races in like Lee Metcalf and all that.
You're saying there's red tape to get through?
Kind of. There's just a ton of restrictions with wildlife and commercial permits, which I almost love that. But I know I was almost at this dead end. Like, I think this dream isn't realistic for Big Sky with what I have and my, what I can bring. And so just that one run sort of triggered this like, oh, we have connections and we have people interested already in something. They just want to find the right people to put it on.
And then it came down to you doing some politicking.
A little bit. Yeah. I mean, I went home and I was like, Eric, how do you think about a race for PBR? He's like, oh, I've always wanted to do that. And so we just kind of pushed the ball rolling and it came together really, really well.
Really, and fast. Yeah. I feel like it was like, let's get the meeting going. And then, everyone was on and we're like, we love it. Let's do it. And so it's kind of fun because I feel like a lot of things just drag out and you just never know. And everyone is into it, but like, who is really going to go for it? And this was kind of the opposite. It was very like, oh, we've just been waiting for the right people. And
that's one great thing about Big Sky is that it's such a small town. You're able to like make these connections quickly.
Yeah, and get it done.
Yeah, it is a wonderful way to like get stuff done. You're like, oh, I know them. My kid goes to school with them. And, and everything kind of comes together.
Like a phone call and a coffee and it's off to the races.
So have you guys run the course or what do we expect?
Been waiting.
What do we expect?
I probably text her like once a week like, hey, how's it looking? Yeah. Because she's closer to the Spanish Peak section. And I can do any of those BSCO trails that we're running. But it's kind of touch and go. The spring is just so hard. You don't want to be destructive to the trails when they're muddy, and we get snow once a week still. And it's, I think there's pockets, but we still haven't done the full 21K.
Okay. Maybe I should do it with you guys.
Yeah.
Although, like, I need to up my mileage.
Can you kind of talk me through the course?
We had one little hiccup with the initial like connector trail of the 21K. So now we're starting at the rodeo grounds, and then you head kind of south towards Uso Falls on Uso Falls Road, but on the trail side. And you run through it. Correct me if I'm wrong. and we are running Yellow Mule first, the section of Yellow Mule.
Yep. So you take from the parking lot, we're going like the normal Uso Trail, connect to Yellow Mule, and then you go under that little bridge, come out to the road for just a second, and then you get to Fish Camp. So at the bottom of Fish Camp is where that aid station will likely be. And then we're taking the new Spanish Peaks bike trail all the way up, basically around by the lodge, and then you come circling back around, still on Fish Camp, cross that other road, back down to the aid station, and then back.
Come back out.
Cool.
And then for the 21K, you'll add on a section of the Hummocks Uplands as sort of I'm calling it the figure eight style course. It won't be a very large section, but it will add on, I think, maybe 2 to 3 miles to make it that 13.6, I think it comes out to. I have to triple check that. I feel like every time I run it or map it, it's always off a little tiny bit. So, but yeah, it'll be great. And the 10K is going to be similar. It still needs a little bit of tweaking, but I believe, are we still doing Uso Falls?
Uso Falls,
yeah. Section shorter, because it's only, I guess that would be like 6.8 miles. And then kind of coming straight back. So it's more of a lollipop, and the 5K is all in Hummocks and Uplands, which is super awesome, because everyone in that relay will do the same loop and tag the next runner in. But I think it'll be fun. I think that will be a really nice, the team aspect is great, but also if you're not really crazy about running, but you want to do something that's fun and you can test out the idea of being more into this sport, I mean, it's a perfect place to do it. I feel like Hummocks and Uplands are so forgiving, and they're really approachable. You see town, you're not like in the middle of the woods, where if you are spooked by that aspect, you just won't feel like that, I don't think.
Yes. Kaley and I have never run those areas. That's actually
where we met.
That's where we met. I know. Yeah. It's a little like, you guys have your trail running club, but we had like a girls' day where all of us were trail running, and like, everybody's running together, and Kaley and I realized that maybe we were the speedier of the bunch, and we just like talked the whole time. And I was just like, I came home and told Joe, I was like, I met a really great person. I want to be friends with her. And now we are, and I love it. But yeah, no, that's one thing about trail running too. It's like, it's a great way to connect with people, because you have like all this time and nature, and you can have some great conversations out there.
It sounds like it's going to be gorgeous. Like, how are people going to avoid stopping and taking pictures?
They can. Well, they shouldn't take pictures, but they should stop and take it in, right? Okay. It's nature.
Yeah. We will have, I think, photographer on course as well.
Oh, nice.
So they will have a photo op.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two. I'm not quite sure where they'll be placed, but a ton of people are interested.
Will they get my good angles?
Yeah, well, that's up to you.
Worst. Maybe it's the worst when you're running and you're like...
Give a heads up sign, like, photographer on course.
Yes. Yeah, they get you on the downbeat.
Ahead, yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
It'll be right as Michelle hits the branch and her shorts come off.
I know, exactly. Yeah, I know. That's what the public wants, you know? So you guys are doing this for a Big Sky community organization, which is one of my favorite organizations. Are you guys trail running so you can build more trails? Or what are we thinking we want Big Sky organization to do?
I mean, I think it's a lot of just respecting the trails and preserving the trails that we have. Everyone always talks about them being loved to death. Uso's in our backyard. We see it all the time. We just want people to be aware of the trail, respect the animals that are out there.
We're borrowing their space.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think sometimes it's just, I think more than building them, it's like the maintenance. I think so much gets put. I mean, they do such an incredible job just keeping it so pristine. It almost, if you don't think about it, you're like, oh, this is just how it always is. But I think so much time gets put into it. I think people that just use them are clearing, when branches fall, and they're trying to like do their part when they're out using them. And that's what I love about this town. I feel like everyone kind of owns this like public spaces, that protect it themselves. And I think, I hope.
Agreed. Yeah, I definitely love the organization and see what they do, like in the spring where they do the big cleanups and, they'll have trash pickup days, and the community organization really keeps the trails flowing, running, really keeps the trails
slowly melting right now.
accessible.
Yeah, I know. And this is one thing that when this comes out, I love that you guys say that you respect the trails, especially when they're like muddy and things like that. A lot of people don't understand why that is, but when they're at a certain place, you really shouldn't be running on them as much as you want to. You know, try to do your road runs on those days because it really messes up the footing for the entire season if you're just like making these huge divots in the ground with your bike or your feet.
Yes.
Totally. This is part of PBR. How are we theming it out? Livestock involved, or is it going to be cowboy friendly? You're going to have aid stations with Zen pouches and little cups of
the creative
ranch
side
beans.
is still forming.
Yeah, we have many ideas on that front.
I know. I don't know if we've confirmed any actual bulls, but that is an option. Well, it's
There-
not an
there's
option. It's
a-
an idea.
I would say a good 95% chance that there will be at least one.
Place
Yeah.
one bull there.
Yeah.
That will not be
Cheering
chasing
on
me.
the
And
finish line.
definitely more than one cowboy. So
Yay!
Yeah, I
Is
think.
anybody planning to run this in boots?
Well, I think we should
we
encourage
should have had
any
that category.
Jorts.
Yeah, jorts for
Jorts,
sure. Yeah, I think
Especially those 5Ks.
you dress-
They gotta live it up a little bit.
Yeah.
the 5K and 10K, I think you could run in. I mean, you might regret it, but
At the
For-
very
for the
least,
photo.
red bandanas.
For sure.
yeah, I
Yes.
think we'll probably add to the website like costumes encourage theme. It's fun for the runners too because
Yeah.
then it's like you have something to look at and focus on, or sticking with that guy. It's
So with the aid stations, we're talking about little snacks and things that could be themed, but I like how people in Montana are so good at not handing out plastic water bottles and doing things like that. Are you guys going to encourage people to bring their own like containers, or how are we doing it to make it more eco-friendly? Because I know this organization really does.
a ton of races do cupless, where it's like those kind of silicone, plasticky, like collapsible cups.
Love those.
I'm trying to find an avenue to get those. I know you can
Yeah.
order them, but I'm trying to maybe find a sponsorship that would be interested in giving. I don't know if you've reached out at all for that, but
I think our other big thing is trying to encourage people to bring their own, especially 21K, have their own fluids,
Packs, yeah.
have bear spray,
Yeah.
like come prepared. It's kind of part of the rite of passage with trail running is learning how to be prepared, what you need with you. But absolutely, we're going to refill, we're going to do reusable, all that fun stuff. Yeah.
Yes. And speaking of plastics, all right. People are freaking out right now, just all over the place. So here's my platform. If I go on social media, people are telling me not to eat almonds. There are so many influencers out there saying and doing some diabolical things, which is great. I think that, yes, they want more likes and things like that. But what would you say is one of the biggest, as a naturopath, things that patients are coming in with now that they're getting influenced by, and it's creating a lot of anxiety, it's creating a lot of issues probably for you as a naturopath? Do you have
It's
some?
creating a lot of education opportunities, I
Yes,
would say.
yes.
But people are worried about plastics. They're worried about toxins. They're worried about what's going on in the environment, which, again, is, like, I think just part of trail running and being responsible and learning about all that stuff. But I do think that our bodies are very well designed to help us detoxify from things. And there are obviously routes that we can do to help improve that as well. Hydration, exercise is one route, using our skin to sweat and get stuff out. All that fun stuff, saunas, take a jump in the river, whatever you like to do. So our bodies are designed to help us detoxify, help us overcome things in our environment. I think there's a lot to be said about also what we're eating, our stress levels, how well we're sleeping, all those help us to detoxify even better.
Right.
But I think that there's a point where we can also only do so much. And the more we just worry and worry and worry, actually probably the less helpful that is for us.
Yeah.
So there's a route of being conscious about what we're doing. There's a route about lessening that impact, not using plastic containers and not using plastic water bottles and plastic cups and all these things.
Yeah.
But I don't know that we need to go as far as throwing out our whole wardrobe and getting new ones, or worrying about airplane trails in the sky and all that kind of stuff. I think it's controlling what we have control over, and then feeling good about that, and feeling good about what our body can do, and kind of finding the
Yes.
other joys that
So
we
you
have
have
around
people
us.
coming in about chemtrails too, huh? All right, cool. I know. I just saw an Air Force show like recently, and like every single jet that was going into the sky had one of those vapor trails or a contrail.
Every single one of them.
And anyway, sorry. I could.
So my perspective is that you have a lot of people who want clout and they want views, and they're saying alarmist things in order to get people to watch their videos, and a lot of these wellness influencers are doing more harm than good.
I mean, it's hard because you can almost turn anything into something harmful. I mean, you're told not to eat certain blueberries, you're told not to eat eggs, you're told not to drink that kind of water. And it just gets a little overwhelming at a certain point. So there is a lot of just being informed. What kind, like, where is your water coming from? That can make a difference, yes. But does everyone need to go get RO? Probably not. You know, there's just everything can be villainized in some form, and I don't think that's actually the case. I think, you know, there's someone maybe had some kind of experience, and now they're preaching about it, which is okay. But every person is also unique. Everyone has unique needs. Everyone has unique access to things. So it's really just figuring out what is going to work for you and your body and your lifestyle.
Seems like we're back to common sense, everything in moderation, and exercise is a big part of that to get us back on track. Let's talk about running. Are we viewing this as a tune-up for the rut? Is that a bit
I
of a...
think it's a great training opportunity. Timing-wise, it's amazing. It's right in the middle of July, so if you're racing and a lot of just races are in the fall. So even if you aren't a rut runner, I think you have a ton of opportunities to do something bigger, longer in the fall. And this is a great chance to do that in a fun environment, in a great community. So
and then you get to go to a rodeo after.
And go to the rodeo,
and
eat some good food, and explore town. It's fun. I know a ton of people coming down for the whole week, and it's going to be a blast.
Nice.
Big Sky's biggest week.
Yeah.
So Joe wrote this in here, and I feel like I should ask it.
Oh, no, I need to ask this. When your husband does the laundry and accidentally ends up putting your running clothes through the dryer instead of hanging them delicately on a rack, how do you react?
I did not.
Oh, I want your answer first.
I do the laundry.
I was like, I don't think my husband's ever done the laundry. I actually dry my running clothes for the most part. I'm like a get in, get out. I have 4 people to clean clothes for, so we're kind of we're pretty Western rugged when it comes to that.
He likes to tell me that they won't shrink. Don't worry. But yeah.
I know. I try to lay them out. Well, Joe works from home, and I am like gone all day. So it used to be me, like, you know, when I was closer to home, I do all the laundry, and Joe helps fold because he's a little neurotic. Might be. That's not the nice word, but you're good about
maybe
a little
tiny
OCD. Little OCD about the way he folds clothes. So he likes control of that situation.
Very Marie Kondo, the way that I do.
Yeah, which is great. Like, I love that. So recently he has started taking on the washing portion as well, and so I'm just trying to teach him. But I've never gotten mad at you.
I know. It's all big passive aggressive.
I've never gotten mad at him. I was like, thank you, but could you not dry them on high? I think you've only shrunk one sweater.
So that I don't have any other questions, and that last one was not a question. That was just a self-indulgence. Totally. The race is July 13th. Starts at the Big Sky Events Arena. You have 7 a.m., that's the half marathon 21K, 7:30, the 11K, and then 8 o'clock is the relay, beginning of that. Registration's still open? Still spots available?
Yep, we're going to do registration open until the Friday before the race.
Okay.
So, I mean, we'd love everyone to commit ahead for the sake of, you know, knowing what we need. But some people are last minute sign up. I mean, I've signed up last minute for races, so it's nice to have that, and we'll figure it out, and we have the ability to do it. So
I'm going to be a mess. We're going to be just coming off the Smith River.
Yeah.
All 3 of you will be there for sure. We'll have the link for sign up in the show notes if anybody is interested in clicking on that. And with that, let's move on to our dumb Marmot
Can I maybe
game.
just put a plug for the Trail Club since it's
yeah.
Do you wanna just
Well, there's Big Sky Trail Club. It just is kind of a, you know, show up and come run once or twice a week. It'll be twice a week in the summer. An opportunity to run this course, parts of the course, and just explore great areas of Big Sky. It's totally free. It's usually at 8 a.m. or we might do a night run. We have to
Tune in
figure
on
that out.
Instagram. You will know more.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey.
All right, we'll put that in the show notes as well.
Thank
then.
you.
And so this dumb Marmot game is called Olay or Look Away. We're gonna do some actual running of the bulls video clips that I'm
Once
gonna show
again, I
you.
don't know what this game is. Just
And
coming
I
up
want
on.
you to predict if the clip will result in an Olay, that's a miss, or a look away, which is contact with the bull. Yeah. So here's our first one. This is all see it. Yes.
Oh, see, if it's distance, I've got to do this.
These are not from PBR.
Oh, man.
Oh, look at that. All right, so she's got her hand on the bull's
She's
head.
totally gonna get.
Do you think that that is Olay or look away?
I feel like
Look
it's-
away.
Look away.
I feel like it's Olay. I feel like she's got it.
You got it?
She has her hand on it. She has her hand on
Oh,
its
yeah.
head.
Very good. It's an Olay.
I just feel like
Got it.
just tuck in.
Yeah, no. I'd,
Scary. Oh, I think that's a
That's a definite
look away.
Look away.
I think that's
it all looks like look away for me. I can't look at any of this.
Okay.
These people are nuts.
Is athleisure wear
I
here?
know. I think he really wants to get.
Look at that.
Oh,
Oh my gosh,
How
that was a good
athletic.
move.
Wow, that
He's
was.
welcome
Look,
to
how
the
he's like a
bowl, looks
friggin'
so nice.
Barishnikov over
Right?
there.
Isn't
Yeah.
that impressive? All right. How about this guy?
Oh no, he fell down.
Come on, once again, I feel like look away. Every single one of them.
I know. I'm worried to watch any of these.
I think look away.
He's part of the fun of the game.
He's falling down.
He did. He fell down. Oh, and then narrowly avoid getting gored in the
See,
throat.
I am one of those people like in a situation like that. I wish I weren't, but I feel like I become deer in headlights. So I would worry that I would just be like,
Curl up in a ball.
yeah, like as the bull takes me down.
All right.
But I wouldn't be there in the first place. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's in an actual ring.
Yeah, he looks like he's.
So maybe he knows what he's doing. That looks like a street situation. So he's not in a ring.
Nope. And look, again, hand on the bull's
why did-
head.
Well, that's
There.
an instinct.
He may be
maybe.
able to just stop the bull. you
I'm
think?
saying look
I
away.
think
You've
look
tricked
away.
us on all these.
He has. I've said look away for every single one of them. It's
I still
fine.
think look
It's
away.
like rock,
He's not
paper,
in a great
scissors.
spot.
Yeah. Let's look away.
That was a look
It's
away.
a look away.
Technically.
But look at this. He's just
Yeah. Oh, he's
smiling at
happy
the
about it.
end.
He's so
Yeah.
proud.
He's having a
It's
great
like,
time.
It wasn't that bad.
He's even got a collared shirt. This guy-
It's like, I'll do it again.
I think
this
I
the
think
same
an
guy?
Olay. I feel like they've
I'm gonna
It's
go
a different
over
guy
or
dressed very
something.
similarly.
It's a team.
We're gonna go Olay again.
I'm gonna say Ole because he's in the ring and he looks professionally dressed.
He's gonna do a
outfit
flip
on.
or something.
This is
That's
our
an
last
unfortunate ad thing, like right on his bottom.
See.
Look
Oh
at
yeah.
What?
I swear they have
He
such
looked-
amazing
He
skills.
looked like a gymnast.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing, but it's not an Olay because watch what happens. This is in slow mo.
Yeah.
Watch the horn.
Oh, so
Oh,
close
wow.
Catches his pants.
That's pretty.
Isn't that crazy?
But he
was an
still looks
athletic
happy.
move. See that again?
That
No.
was.
Wow.
Oh my
though.
God.
Athletic move.
But that was Olay or look
I
away.
like that.
Very good.
I'm
a
so
great game.
I'm so worst case scenario. Every single one of them, I was like, they're gonna die.
I saw some really bad ones in putting that together.
I believe
but,
that.
Bad.
I'm accustomed to seeing some of the worst
You
things on the internet.
did the bulls once, right?
I went to Pamplona. I
Yes.
was there for it, but I did not run with the bulls.
That's
Do you?
probably
Is
what
it
it
a
was.
sign up? Like,
No.
or you just if you want to
Show
go in,
up.
you jump
You
in.
get down on the street, but what
Nice
by the
and-
time I got there, what they had started doing is just kind of like weeding through people,
Oh.
and if somebody was really in bad shape or probably not gonna run well, they got rid of them, and so we didn't even try because we were it was like 20 of us all sharing one studio apartment, and we'd just been drinking red wine for 72 hours.
Yeah.
It's a crazy Festival of San Fermin is amazing, but yeah, that was. I'm glad I didn't run.
Got it.
Bad things could have
They would have
happened.
weeded you out. Yeah.
That would have been a look away.
I know.
Entirely
Morning.
possible. But we're talking about the Running of the Bulls race, the inaugural trail run race.
I'm
and
gonna run it. I'm excited.
as a big part of PBR.
So you guys have
this
to be
year.
there to run with
Joe's
this
gonna
marmot.
dress up as a bull and chase us.
Yes. And you guys should know.
I need somebody to be the front of the
Yeah.
bull, though. I'm going to
Yes.
be the back for sure. So
Yes.
who's going to be the front?
But a deep Hoary Marmot drive is that Hoary Marmot was the original name of our relay team.
Fun fact.
Yeah. And that's how the name came about, because I found out somehow before when we were thinking of names, I'm like, there's a marmot on this mountain called a Hoary marmot. Like, that is hilarious. I was like, what if we just named our team that? And then ever since then, I'm like, I love that. And whenever we see marmots, yes. And whenever we see marmots, we send each other pictures of the marmots. We're like, hey.
That was the genesis.
But yeah, genesis of the name that has stuck with us for all these years.
All right. Liz Blue,
Amazing.
Kaley Burns, thank you so
Thank you,
much
guys.
for
Thank you.
joining us today.
Very excited about the running with the bulls.
Yeah.
Of the
Prepositions.
Very excited about running of the bulls.